Hello everyone, I'm back today with another video. This is actually going to be another video that is on my main account, Fairway. But I wasn't planning on recording, but I noticed who I was matched up with. And so I decided that I would go ahead and record this game, just to see what happens. Now this person is a very notorious defensive shuffler who just basically shuffles their pieces the entirety of the game. So he's got about 15,000 games. He's Gold Marshal, 699 ELO. I have this new setup here. It's been working pretty well. So we'll just go ahead and see what happens. And presently I am waiting for him to click ready. So guess I could talk about my setup while I'm waiting here. So this has a flag in the center, so it's hard to get from blitzes on the sides. Not that this guy is going to be doing any blitzing. But the best parts about it is that this kernel that is right here, and the spy that's right here, it's caught a lot of people off guard. But we're going to go ahead and get into this game now. So like I said, this guy is very notorious for shuffling, and shuffling a lot. I've played him once before, and I won in a very close game. And this was probably over a year ago, so I don't remember anything at all, but I do remember that the game was well over an hour. It was quite a pain, to be honest. But we'll go ahead and advance on this right side here. So I discovered a sergeant there. I'm going to go ahead and move up with my colonel and then take it with the lieutenant. So got that sergeant there. I'm expecting a captain or something like that. But the key to playing against especially defensive shufflers is not to get frustrated and not to make erratic moves, but to stay focused. And if you get down pieces, don't go crazy, but just continue to play patiently. So I'm going to go ahead and attack that with my captain. So I wasn't expecting this to be a decent piece because he moved next to my colonel, but my intent there was to trade captains. So I'm going to go ahead and move this scout up here and see if he attacks it or anything. Nope. Okay, so I'll take that. Go ahead and trade sergeants there. So I'm going to go ahead and scout that. Major. Okay, so that's not bad info. And he is going to take that scout. I'm going to bring out this captain here to threaten both of these. Alright, so let's think about this. We have a major here and a 5 here, so it's unlikely this would be another major. This right here. It's probably a colonel or it's probably a bluff. And I'm leaning toward it being a bluff because this player doesn't bring out colonels quickly. I'm going to move my colonel in there actually and just see what happens. Okay, he's going to hit with the 2. So I got nothing out of that. And he knows the colonel. But that's not terrible. So again, he's just going to shuffle some more over here. I'll go ahead and attack that. 5. Okay. So it seems like he has lots of 5s and 4s. This is probably going to be a 4 right here. Just guessing that based on having a 4 over here and having another 4 over here. Alright, so I'm going to bring over a 4. Probably trade it, and then I'll move the scout over. Trade it and then scout that, because I want to get info against this guy. So of course it was a 4. So I already know a 7 right here. The key against shufflers is don't learn too many pieces. That's another key. Don't learn too many pieces at once, or you're going to forget. So we just want to remember maybe 2 or 3 at a time. So major right here, captain right here. So I was gonna bring this 5 up, but it looks like he's just gonna take a defensive position. So I'm gonna attack over. Bomb. Okay. So that's a bomb right there. So that's not terrible, I guess. But we do know one of his bombs. So 6 and 5 and 7. So we know actually 3 pieces currently. So I'm just going to go ahead and park that major right there. I'm going to move over with this 2. Pretend like it's a decent piece. Okay, so he is going to attack that. I'm going to move this minor up. Just kind of act as like a deterrent for anything he might bring into my setup. Alright, so I'm not going to hit that. I'm not going to risk the major or anything. So I'll just let him do that. Is that moved? That has moved. I think it's a scout. Okay, that's a captain. So, no, I didn't know that because we traded captains on the side. So captain, so yeah, I killed the lieutenant, so 3 pieces still to know. So that's a major, captain, and captain here. Okay. So I'm actually going to bring this minor up, I think. And of course, he's trying to make me forget pieces, but these 2 here are the captains. Now it's this one and this one. And the major's not changing location over here. So captain and captain here. And my memory is not the best, so this could be challenging, but we'll see. Alright, so I figured that was a bluff, but I'm not going to take any chances because it's hard to get back info, I find, when you're down to shufflers. So this right here is a 6. And that's the other 6. Alright, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to bring this 8 up. This is going to be risky. 6 and 6 and 7. Alright, so yeah, captain. Let's see. I feel like you might move that over, but I guess not. So this major, again, is right here. And I was going to move this colonel up, and the reason that's risky is he seems to have lost connection momentarily here. I doubt that's going to be a long-term issue. But my plan here was to bring the colonel up and maybe, just maybe, get him to hit it with the major, which I know that's highly unlikely, is him being a shuffler. And I don't even think this guy really plays with intuition very much, so he would probably just keep it there. But again, it looks like he's lost connection, so we'll see if he returns. I'm sure he will. But known pieces: captain, captain, major. And this here has moved, and so is like all of these 4 pieces here have moved for sure. I don't remember anything about these. I know that's moved. I know that's the 7. That's the captain. This, and this have moved, and that's the other captain. Okay, so he is back in the game. But I think that was a disconnect that will cause him to lose sight of the graveyards, as they usually cause. So, at least, I don't know. At least he came back. So I'm going to post that colonel there. Okay, I am so tempted right now to actually hit that major. And to be honest, I think I am. We'll see what's behind it. I mean, it's not the worst trade. So that was the general. So that's not necessarily ideal. But, alright, so he is going to attack that captain. Let's see, major was here, general was here. So that might be decent. So these 3 now have all moved. And I know all these have moved. this is the captain because he moved, this piece was right here and he moved it over, then he moved these up. So this right here is the captain. This is the captain. And this is the general. This is gonna get so bad quickly. Okay, so captain, captain, general. So general's moving up now. Captain, captain, general. Okay. I'm just gonna have to keep repeating this or I'm just gonna lose. So 6, 6, 9, 9. Okay. So this is the 9, and he's moving that piece over. I'm gonna move this 3 up. Okay. This is the general. This is so confusing. This is the general right here. And the captain, captain. And I was probably gonna move that in, which is gonna make it more confusing. Captain, captain, general. Right here. Okay, yeah, right here. General right here. Okay, so let's think about this. I could just smash my general into these pieces here. And it's highly unlikely his marshal would be over here. But being down a colonel and lieutenant, is it really worth it? I mean, what am I gonna? These are probably both 2s, if not maybe a 3. So that, I mean, I'd hit this piece, he'd trade, or I'd hit this piece, he'd trade. So that really wouldn't do much at all. So that's the 9, the 6, and the 6. But I'm just gonna leave that be for right now. Now what could possibly be more fruitful is if I smash my journal into here. But one of these could potentially be the marshal. So I don't want to do that. It's a small chance, but it's possible. That's the general. He's moving it back now. 6, 6. So now he's moving the general up. Captain, captain. General, captain, captain. So now he's moving it in. So there's not really more for me to do on this side. I know that's that's captain, captain, general. Okay, I'm gonna move this 4 up because I need something to do. So again, general, captain, captain, general. This right here is the general. Man, he is just so annoying. He's moving every piece. Every piece. Okay, so he is going to attack that, and we can't forget this right here is a bomb. So I'll just scout that. 8. Okay, that's pretty solid. Not bad. I will, in turn, move down with this here. So, Captain 8. Oh lord, this is going to get so bad. Captain 8, 5, 6, 9. Okay, so the chances of this right here being the marshal are astronomically low. And I know that's captain. And I can trade this colonel here on the next move, so that's fine. So up a captain and a major now, which is not bad. And I got rid of 2 known pieces. So now we're up to a 5, a 6, and a 9 right here. Okay, so I'm going to bring this major out. So this is the captain moving here. 5, 6, 9. 5, 6, 9. 5, 6, 9. Okay, so this, again, this is the major. I know this right here is the general. So this is the 6 moving this way. I'm going to bring... No, I'm not going to bring the major out yet. That's the 6 moving that way. I'm going to bring this major down and just see if I can maybe even get a scout. I don't even know. Just something. That'd be fine. Well, not really a scout, but... Okay, whatever. It's okay. It's not bad. So... So So if he has a 5 and a 6 right here, and he had a 8 that was sitting right here, what is the chance that this is another 8? I already know the 9. The worst case scenario, that's a 10. So 6 is right here. I know that's a bomb. Okay, so 5, 6, bomb, 9. I'm going to move that over just because. Interesting. Okay, I'll move the major over then. I think he's acting like this is a half decent piece, but this is not good. That's how he's acting, at least. I'll move that up. I'll leave that there. This is the 9. So 9, 6, 5. Boom. See, I don't know what this is. I could move this up, but I feel like he's going to attack it with the lieutenant that this probably is. So I feel like this is his fake flag, and sergeant right here, and this right here is his real flag, because all of these pieces have moved. So I feel like this is the flag right here. But I know 5, 6, bomb, and 9. So I'm going to go ahead and retreat with this 7 here. So he's moving out the... I'm going to move up, to be honest. I mean, that's what, a 5? Okay, that's the 5, so that's good. That's definitely good. We're not down that anymore. Interesting. So I feel like this might be a bluff. So I was going to scout it, but then I realized that's my last scout, so I'm not going to do that anymore. So 6 right here. This is still the 6, I think. Yeah, that's the 6. Because it was the 5 and the 6. This piece was right here. This piece was here. He moved that over. He moved this up. And he moved this from here out. And the 6 remained right here. So 6, bomb, 9. And again, I've been able to continue keeping it down to 3 or 4 move pieces, except for a short time there with the colonel. But I was able to get rid of that quickly. But I know all this here is moved, and I know this here is moved because this corner thing right here was just standing alone. So all 3 of these have moved. I know that's moved. So this was the piece that was right here originally. I think right now is the time to maybe get aggressive with the general. So he's moving the general back now. And this is still the 6. So I'll move up on that, but I don't want to attack it and find out a scout, you know? I mean, that would be annoying. So I'm going to move this miner up. And probably try to attack any scout that might try to take it. So he already knew that major, so I'm not entirely sure what the purpose of that was. But I'm going to move that 3 over. Okay, I'll move that over again and see what he does. Okay, so at this point he's just shuffling some more. Okay. So 6 is still right here. 9. So I'll attack that. It's a 5. Okay. So here's my plan. Yeah, I was going to bring this 6 up. Right here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to tack down right here. So I know 6 and I know 9. So I'm going to tack down. 2 as I thought. But at least I'll force him to trade right here. And then seeing as I'm up a captain, I'm going to take that. And it could very well be the major, or I could also get lucky and it could be the marshal. Or it could be a bluff altogether, or it could be the spy. But either way, I was able to obtain a lieutenant off of that. And again, he's not going to be aggressive or anything. But this is the probably decent piece. 6 is right here, and that's the only known moved piece. So he doesn't know this minor yet. If I'm lucky, I might be able to bluff him into thinking it's a decent piece, and indeed he falls for it. So actually, this guy's going on the offensive right now, which is kind of interesting. But okay, so I know this is the 10. Let's see what this piece is right here. It is the 8. Alright, so we definitely have a superior, what was I going to say? I don't know what I was going to say. A superior info advantage, that's what I meant to say. So I'm going to move this captain out. Take that to 7, okay. So right now, if I trade everything off, I'll be up 1, 2, and 3 of these. Down 2 minors, which that's the only not great thing about this, but I don't know. Okay, so if he's going to do that, he's going to really want to move that colonel over. I think I'm going to be inclined to move this major down here. So that is the actually 3rd time he's attacked that piece. So I'm not entirely sure what the purpose of that in general was. But I do know that's a captain. So he's going to need to probably defend that. But what I can do now is advance on this side with the major. I have to be careful not to trap my major here. But now, has this piece right here moved? Right here. I don't know. But this is the marshal here. So I can bring this captain up. He's going to use his last scout on the marshal. Hopefully that's not the major. Okay, so I think I have this piece trapped. Oh, wow. He could have gotten a captain on me. That's pretty interesting, actually. But now that I also have a captain advantage, and I'm not going to go lotto or anything like that, I'm going to move over like that, because I know this is the marshal, and this is the 8. And I know this is one of the captains here, but I will pressure that marshal. Okay. So let's see if he wants to trade. He will trade. Alright. So he will actually trade. So now what I'm going to do... So if I move over, I know that's a... Oh, that's a bomb. Okay, I'm gonna retreat here just to be safe. Only reason is to be safe. I just don't want to... I don't want to somehow lose this major and mess up a game that's going pretty well so far. But I'm going to move over. See what he does to that. So he's going to move over. That's interesting. So I will... I'll move over on that. Right here. So he's going to move over. So I'll go ahead and bring this captain up. I'm trying to figure out where his spy could be. I am still wary of that piece right here. So I'm not gonna move next to that piece at all, but I am gonna post that. Okay. So right now I think this is the flag. Right here. I don't know what this piece is. Okay, here's what I can do. I can move the spy up here. And if I'm lucky, I might be able to get him to bite on this here. But he's trying to do some like spy bluff over here, but it's not really working out for him because he has his pawn here. So now he thinks he's going to have me with the 2 square rule here, and he in fact does. But I have the spy here, which could be good if he decides to so what I can do right here, in fact, is actually I can bring this captain back. Now I know this is a minor. I'm going to move that over just because I can. Now what I'll do, okay, if he wants to attack that 6, I'll let him. That's perfect. No problem with that. I know, which one's a 6? I'm pretty sure that's 6 because he moved it out and over. So I can trade 6s right here if I want to. But he is not going to be able to capture either of these pieces, in fact. So I'm going to be quite lucky with this here. He's going to need his marshal to do that. But I know 1, possibly 2 right here, bombs. But I'm still skeptical of this piece right here. It could be the spy, even though he's acting like this is the spy. But again, I think the flag is this right here. Because the marshal came down through the center and took the minor, which I believe he figured was a decent piece. But anyway, I'm still going to bring this captain up. And if he does exactly that, then watch what I'll do here. And he can't move that marshal over or up. And it doesn't really matter what he does with this piece, because I'm going to smash in with my captain. And I know one of these is the captain, and I forgot, which is in a moment of focusing on something else, I did forget which one was captain, but at this point it doesn't really matter. Except for maybe a positioning thing, but okay, so that's the captain there, that's fine. So I know this is the marshal right here. So I'm going to bring this major over. I don't know why he's doing that. Okay, so I'm going to bring the major over. And then that allows me to move this captain up and potentially corner this spy right here. But that's okay. Alright, so I'm going to move this spy all the way down, if he lets me. Right here, all the way down to the end. And I believe this is a 3 right here. So if he moves down, I am going to trade. But he is doing his best with that 3 there to ward that off. So this is the marshal coming down. This is what I think is the spy. Okay, so if I take this, then there's like actually no way he can win. So I'm going to take that 8. Because all he's got is the 10. I got a 7, and a 6, and a 5. And speaking of that, what I can now do is just bring up this 3 at will and attack wherever I want. Because he has 1 sergeant, and I'm banking on that being... Okay, I'll go ahead and take that. Again, a 3, not a surprise there. And now I still have this right here. So this is the Marshal trying to make its way over here. I'm not at all worried about that. We're just going to move this spy over. And he's going to threaten our captain. And now he's going to try to do something with the spy, which is totally beyond me. But I believe he's going to try to block this miner, unless the sergeant is over here, which that's doubtful. But let's see. 3. Alright. So that is my 4th miner. However, 1, 2, let's see. He's got the spy, which I know where that is. That's this piece right here. And if he's not careful, I'm just going to block all the lanes. I know he's going to try to trade spies, but I'm going to take that with my 4 instead. So I control the middle lane. He can't beat a 4. He can only trade. And I'm only down 1 miner now. So let's see. He's got all 6 bombs. We know 1 for sure, and this is a very likely bomb. Very, very likely bomb. In the middle of all these shuffling pieces, you would definitely lose track of this being a bomb. So that'd be a perfect bomb placement for Shuffler. Now, we gotta find the sergeant, because apparently this is not closed. But we know 1, 2, okay, so this is a miner. This is the sergeant. So it looks like he's almost eager to trade, which is kind of funny. But either way, I'm going to move in with this sergeant, and I'm gonna get at least one of these pieces. Right there. Okay, so he will trade that, in fact. So I'm gonna bring this miner up, and I'm gonna position that right there and use that as a bluff. So this is the 3rd miner. And the 4th is probably right here. That's bomb, that's likely bomb, and you know, the rest. Okay, so I'll do that, that's fine. Ooh, I see what he did there. Alright, so he did do well there. Alright, so I'm gonna have to pull this out. Okay, at this point I move this 5 up in place. So I see what he did there. That was actually his only good play so far. So the only issue about this So I don't want to trade miners in this situation, because then that would be a draw. So I need to somehow bring this major over. But I know that's a miner and that's a miner right here. So I'll move that captain back. Move this over. He doesn't have me in the 2 squares here. So miner, 10, of course. Ooh, I see what he's doing. Okay, so I'll move this captain over. And what I'm going to do is force this miner out of position, so that hopefully I can actually get this miner right here to the flag. That would be the optimal thing right now. But he's been taking way too long to do anything here, which is why I was able to get this major in position in the first place, which is good. But I'll go ahead and move this major over. So this is very good, obviously, as I can alright, so let's threaten that. Alright. Let's see, so how can I do this kind of discreetly? So I think if I can use it to like threaten this miner here, then I can get to the flag easily with this bluff right here. So I need to maintain this over here so he doesn't get suspect. And then I'm going to try to threaten this miner right here. And then I have a path to the flag here. Oh, that is so sad. Oh man, that's not good. Okay. So this could potentially be a draw, which would be a bad thing. It would be a very bad thing. So what I need to do is keep this miner constricted to this area. And I believe I've done that now. Alright, so that's fine. I'll go ahead and move this spy up. Okay, I'm going to move this spy over here. And we'll see what he does here. Alright, so I don't really want to lose any of these pieces. Alright, so at this point, he can't do anything. He's trapped himself. So I'm going to keep this spy handy over here. I'm actually going to move her to this right side right here, so that way I can take it, and if he threatens, then I can actually use the spy to cover. So I got the miner there. So now it's going to be a draw, unless I can kind of, use his own thing here, and if I can forget him, make him somehow get him to forget the spy, which would be pretty funny, because that'd be like him like using his own medicine against him. But he's gonna move out, because obviously, So this is when our shuffling begins. So this is, again, likely going to be a draw. But, you know, whatever. So he's not forgetting the spice. This is likely going to be a draw. Not that I expected him to, but, you know. Alright, so I'm probably going to offer him a tie request here. And I think we're just going to tie with this guy here. Yes, we are. So that was a good game. It's not the result I wanted by any means. I definitely wanted to win there. I know when I first approached his miner with my miner, if I had forced him all the way back, I might have actually been able to get the flag in that way. And I know over here, instead of moving over, if I'd moved down, and say he had moved down, and I'd been able to defuse one of the bombs, we trade. If I could trap the last miner, then I would still get the flag because I had the spy. But all that work plus 3, but I guess that's okay. Anyway, except for a couple endgame blunders by me, probably a good blueprint to beating shufflers, I guess, as I could have done if I had played better. But anyway, not a bad game. So, good game, Shapsite.